movieweb.com.
My question to you, Mr. Caine, is there's so many different elements of this film. It's funny, it's sad. What attracted you to the script most?
All of the above. The fact that it was, people say to you sometimes, they'll say, is this film a comedy? Is it a tragedy? Is it a drama? Is it suspense? And you say, in this case, you say, it's all of those things. Because life is all of those things. Life isn't a comedy, it's not a drama, it's not a suspense, it's not a horror, but it is all of those things. And that's what attracted me to it. It's real life of very special people, two very special people, a little boy and an old man.
This is your second film, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So when someone says you're going to be working with Michael Caine, were you intimidated? How did you feel working with such a well-known actor?
It's quite nerve-wracking because because that was my second film, and you don't really know how they are. Like, it feels so experienced. I didn't really, but no,
I was all right, wasn't I?
You were lovely.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and straight
we
away
got on
in
great.
rehearsals. Yeah, it was. Dunno.
Well, I mean, just curious. I mean, this film has so many great actors of the screen and stage.
Hasn't it? You know, I mean, I looked at them one day in that waiting room, you know, in the living room there, and there were people I'd known for 50 years, you know.
So, I mean, how do you get on with, like, the younger children on set? How do you instruct those guys? Are they so prepared as these young actors are these days?
Oh, yeah. Anyone who's got to the stage where they're actually doing a movie has been tested so many times. They know how to do it. For instance, I treated Bill just like another male actor, as experienced as me, which in his own way he is, because he's experienced at childhood and he was playing a child. And he played him absolutely naturally, no theatrical tricks, nothing. And he was brilliant at it.
The road trip that you guys take in the film, without revealing any plot points, is really, really touching. And I thought one of the most touching parts of the story. Can you talk about filming those scenes in particular?
Well, they were very difficult, weren't they? Because they're very, very emotional.
Yeah.
And you've got to get it right, and it would be in the open air. You know, I mean, like when we slung the van in the lake, you know, it was freezing cold, and you're trying to think of a long, very emotional speech. You know, so it's not easy, but then on the other hand, it is what we do. And I've been doing it, in my case, obviously, for a long time. So you've got to make it look easy.
In some ways, the emotional stuff is equally as hard as being happy and being scared, because that's what acting's about. It's about.
I mean, obviously, you've done so much work over the years. What is it about? Is there a modern filmmaker that you'd love to work with? I'm just so curious.
Oh, there are loads of them, but I never get offered parts. But what I'm doing at the moment is with these little British films. I made another one called Harry Brown, which I've just finished, and I'm using very young directors. I'm working with very young directors, which I love to do. But I mean, there are obvious directors. I've never worked with any of the great American directors of the younger generation. You know. None of them. I've worked with the older ones, Huston, Mankiewicz, Joe Losey. I've done all that, but not the new younger generation.
I'm not the sort of magician who do card tricks. Or maybe one or two.
I remember looking up at the stars and thinking what a great big universe it is. Now it's very, very small.
Could just be me and you.
For a few glorious moments.
That's a lot of ready cash.
He's my granddad.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly. There have been many women.